The Broncos are hosting their first divisional game of the season as they take on the Raiders, the first of 3 home games this month. Going into Week 5, the Broncos and the Raiders are coming off wins. We did a deep dive and we found the numbers you need to know. Bo Nix has made strides over the last 2 weeks, coming off an undefeated road trip. In Week 4, he threw his first career passing touchdown and had no interceptions. Versus the Raiders, he aims to have his 3rd game in a row with 0 interceptions, and with a win can become the first Denver rookie QB ever to start and win 3 straight games. Nix is a dual threat, being able to make plays with his legs. He is one of 6 quarterbacks this season with 100+ rush yards and 2+ rushing TDs. Nix is the 2nd rookie in team history with 100+ rushing yards and 2+ rushing TDs in weeks 1 through 4. The first, Hall of Famer Terrell Davis in 1995. He also took 0 sacks in Week 4. The Raiders are tied for 21st in sacks with 8. The Raiders rank 21st in total defense so far this season. Pat Surtain II has put on a clinic on how to cover the #1 receivers in this league. Through 4 weeks, he has held his opponents to an average of less than 2 catches and 20 yards per game. In Week 1, Surtain shadowed Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf 96% of the time, Steelers wideout George Pickens 65%, and Buccaneers wide receiver Mike Evans 71%. In Week 4, Jets wide receiver Garrett Wilson lined up against Pat Surtain on 60.9% of his routes, 28 of his 46 to be exact. Wilson was only able to haul in 2 of his 3 targets for 22 yards. Wilson was held to 0 targets on his first 18 routes, his first target against Surtain coming with 1:42 left in the 3rd quarter. It is unclear who Surtain will line up against on Sunday, but he will be looking to join some elite company. Surtain needs 2 defensive tackles to join cornerback Chris Harris Jr. as the only Broncos in team history to record at least 200 tackles and 35 passes defended in their first 4 seasons. Looking at the running game, the Raiders are coming off a season-high 152 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns versus the Cleveland Browns. The Broncos defense ranks 12th in rushing defense and tied for 2nd in red zone defense. The Raiders have not had consecutive games of 150+ rushing yards since 2022. Jumping to the Broncos backfield, Javonte Williams led the Broncos with 129 rushing yards so far in 2024. The Broncos are one of 2 teams with 4+ players, each with 85+ rushing yards this season. Running backs Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin are hoping to take advantage that the Raiders rank 24th in rushing defense.